A lot of people these days have no idea what's going on in the world, let alone their own lives. We all want to do more, see more, and be more, but there isn't exactly a way to do that. And with all the chaos we see every day, it's difficult to even know where to start. A lot of us are caught up in the trap set out by media outlets, causing us to feel overwhelmed or hopeless, and the rest of us feel like we want to beat the odds stacked against us. Either way, we give up or go hard, but a lot of times both options really don't amount to anything. So, what do we do? The answer isn't that clear. It usually never is, but in today's video, I'm going to cover a philosophy that's allowed me to clear out as much of the fog as possible. It's what I call the bubble philosophy. Now, to start, I want you to stop and think about your current circumstances. What are the problems you're facing, and what are you satisfied with? What are the things that you want to see less of, and what are the aspirations you're striving for? Think of the people and the moments that make up your day-to-day, how you feel, and what you think about them. Every one of these questions represents aspects of what I call the bubble. The idea is to picture a life you live now and the life that you want to live. What people are involved? What is it you do exactly, and how does it make you feel? Now, we all know that life is complicated, and the aspects that make up your everyday experience can be complicated as well. The goal is just to get the ball rolling and to figure out what makes up your current situation, good or bad. My everyday life would be an example of my bubble. It includes work, school, not so fun homework, hanging out with my friends and girlfriend, and blowing off some steam at the gym. Nothing too different, just everyday stuff that most of us probably can relate to. Bills be billing, and being in my 20s, I find myself thinking about what's ahead. I mean, with inflation and everything going on in the news, things can feel very stressful. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and all we can do is focus on what's in our immediate control. Now, if the bubble you got now is where you want to be, then you're chilling. You can end it here. But if you're like a lot of us, it's not where you want to be. And so you got to start thinking about where you want to go. I'm sure you've heard about manifesting, and I'm not going to sit here and just say that you got to think real hard and whatever you want is going to come knocking at your door. But one aspect of that I think does help is envisioning what it is that you want. With envisioning in mind, just pick a time frame. It could be a month, a year, 40 years. That's completely up to you. Just try to start envisioning yourself at that point in time. What are you doing? Who are you around? And how do you feel? You're creating the bubble for who you're going to be, where you're going to be at that point in time. And once you have this picture in full clarity, I promise you're going to be ahead of the game. And this is because you're going to have something that a lot of people don't, and that's direction. Just make sure that you keep yourself in check a little. Set a realistic expectation. If coming up off a scratch or Lincoln Sydney Sweetie is your goal, that's probably not going to work out too well. Now, the diagram that you're seeing on screen is exactly what I'm talking about. The giant U is you right now, your current bubble. And each line drawing to another bubble is a representation of all the different lives that you can live. Kind of like a multiverse type of scenario, except the larger bubble, the higher chance you have of being in that bubble. This doesn't exactly explain how you get to the place that you want to be, but the point I'm trying to drive home is every second that passes is an action or an inaction that leads you closer to either keeping you in the bubble you're in or making the next one larger. And the lines just represent how far in the future we're talking. The concept is pretty easy to understand, but taking your path there isn't as simple. Let's say you want to be a rapper or a content creator or something even more low-key, like working a trade as a blue-collar worker. You got to take that bubble and envision it and figure out the steps to create the line leading to it. If your dream is to be a rapper and you're just sitting with your boys freestyling, that's a start, but it's not going to guarantee your performance at Rolling Loud. If you want to make that bubble larger and the line shorter, you got to think of every step you need to take. Things like booking studio sessions, making music videos, and finding people in your area or online in that community in order to make some connections. It's a game of probability, and every step that you take is just going to increase your chance of success. But stay grounded and be realistic. Like, if you're sounding like Ice JJ Fish, you're probably not going to get the success that you want out of that. Some people are naturally good at rapping, or they get DMs back from Sydney Sweeney, but if the bubble stays small, you got to know whether or not it's worth working towards. Time is something that you're never going to get back. I mean, if it's your dream, and that's what you want to chase, don't let me or anybody else stop you from it. You just got to remember that whatever journey you're taking, or whatever line that you're going down, you're going to run into roadblocks, or you're going to miss a turn. Kind of like a GPS. If you're not paying attention, that exit you miss could add like an hour to your trip, which sucks, dude. I hate when that happens. Point is, if the road's closed, you got to find a way around it. Maybe the weather isn't great that day, and you got to slow down a little bit. That's life. Some days are good, some days are bad, but you just got to keep pushing towards the bubble that you want to be in. Hopefully, this philosophy that I try to live by is something that you can implement into your life as well. And I hope it can allow you to stay grounded while staying positive and keep yourself driven as you go along the line leading to your future bubble. If you liked today's video, make sure to like and subscribe, the usual stuff. I want to thank you for your time. It is greatly appreciated, and I will see you in the next one.